Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in my last video, I talked about database indexing, where I explained what database indexing really is, how you should implement database indexing, and how you should not implement database indexing. And so in this very short but packed video, I will be teaching you with my code editor how to avoid 3 of the most common mistakes that developers make when implementing database indexing. But before I do, if you're not yet following me, click the subscribe button and subscribe, like, and share this video so that you don't miss out on my future videos. Let's get right into it now. So for this tutorial, I'll be using the Python Django framework. So if you're not a Python developer or you've never used Django, you can still follow this tutorial as the concept is the same. At the end of the day, we are dealing with the database and it's the same across whatever framework you are using. So it doesn't really matter. You can still follow the tutorial and understand what we are talking about. So if you look at this model here, this is a simple order model. You have the user ID, you have the status, you have the amount, you have the currency, and then you have the created and updated. So this is the reference query that we are looking at. So it's assuming you are going to be making this query. You're querying the order table with user ID, the status, and you are ordering by created in a descending order. You're fetching the last 20 records in this table that fall into this particular query. What a lot of developers do in this case is that they index every column in that table. So you see them index the user ID column, they index the status column, you index the amounts, everything. And so the mindset, the idea behind this kind of indexing is they want to catch everything. They want to be sure that everything is indexed. So regardless of how the queries are going to be in the application, they want to be sure that everything is indexed. Why this may sound smart, in principle, this is a very, very wrong way to index your table because you are actually doing so much more harm to your queries than you think. So first and foremost, one thing you need to understand is that database indexing benefits read operations, but for write operations, it offers no benefits. This is because for every index that you are adding, an extra table is created for those index. And so when you are creating a new record, as the record is updated in the actual database table, the index tables also have to be updated. So for instance, so let's say you have like 20 different columns and then you index all the 20 different columns. At the end of the day, what happens when you are writing to your table is that apart from writing to the actual table, you have to update 20 different index tables because of the kind of indexing you apply. So this is very, very bad. And in fact, for this kind of query, if you apply this kind of indexing where you are indexing single column and then you are indexing everything, it's not even going to do you any good. This should be handled with a composite indexing, multi-column kind of indexing. But what we have here is the single column indexing, which will not really speed up the rate of this query because you still have to scan through, because a single column cannot really speed up this query for you. So what you should be doing instead is to use a composite indexing. So I'll do a class meta here, and then I am going to say indices. So I want to put my indices here. So I'm going to say models.index, and then I want to specify my fields, the fields that I want to index here. So remember, the user ID is part of what we are indexing. So I've indexed that. Then we have what? The status. We are going to index the status. I've indexed the status. And then the last thing is the, created at. So now I will index it. Remember, we are querying it in a descending order. So I want to also index it like that so that it's able to fetch it very quickly. Now, if you index your table like this, you can see you are not indexing what you don't have to index. You're only indexing what you actually need for your query to be faster. So this is only going to create a single index table alongside the normal table. So when you are writing to this table, you don't have to update multiple tables like you would have done if you had indexed everything here. So you are just updating the main table and you're updating the index. And then for the queries, when you are doing a read operation, it's going to speed up because this index already takes into account the three different columns that you are querying with right here. And so it's going to speed it up and you're going to have your record returned to you much faster than you would if you had just indexed everything randomly without a strategy. So in my next video, I will be talking about the second mistake that a lot of developers make when applying indexes in their database tables. I hope you love this video. And if you have followed me to this point of the video and you are not yet subscribed to my channel, I would love that you subscribe now so that you don't miss out on the part 2 and all of my subsequent videos. And I really appreciate that you follow, subscribe, like, and share my video so that other people can also see it and learn from it. Thank you for watching. See you later.